Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, Homeopathic Super Sessions by Dr. Jagose. Today, we'll be continuing with Robert's chapter 27, the second part. Now, regarding the modalities of the tubercular miasm, there's a marked aggravation at night time, which shows the syphilitic influence. So again, tubercular miasm, as you all know, the combination of the sora and the syphilitic miasm. So even in tubercular miasm, you get a night aggravation because of its syphilitic influence. In other words, tubercular patient is better in the daytime and are sun worshippers, for they are always better during the daylight hours. And the tubercular people suffer from neuralgias, prosopagmias, sciaticas, insomnia, hysteria, and all other nervous symptoms peculiar to the diathesis. The tubercular diathesis has many heart symptoms showing the soric percentage where there is much palpitation. So in the tubercular diathesis, which contains the soric manifestations in the form of palpitations, nervousness, anxiety will be present. In this soric, it is due to this is due to the gastric or the uterine irritation and disturbance. In psychotic patients, the heart manifestations are reflex of the rheumatic conditions. So in soric conditions or in soric miasm, the heart complaints are because of any gastric or uterine disturbances. In the psychotic patients, the heart manifestations are because of some rheumatic conditions. In the syphilitic and psychotic stigmata, we find little mental disturbance accompanying the head conditions, even when the conditions are critical. The soric patient who worries about his heart conditions rarely succumbs to it. So the soric patients where there's great anxiety, where there's great worry, where there's great nervousness about his heart complaints, he rarely succumbs to it. But in the syphilitic or psychotic patients who have these complaints for years together, a slight dyspnea, and occasionally slight pain, or perhaps no symptoms at all, but they die suddenly without any warning. So in the heart complaints, having a syphilitic or the psychotic stigmata, they usually complain of slight dyspnea, maybe slight pain, or even no symptoms at all, maybe no symptoms at all, and they die a sudden death without any warning. And not so with the soric. Lymphatic involvement of the abdomen is of the tubercular origin. As they are hernias, the muscle lack tone. So lymphatic involvement of the abdomen is generally tubercular origin. Even the hernias are tubercular because of the lack of the muscle tone. Tubercular patients are troubled with pinworms and the seedworms. The characteristic alteration of symptoms in the tubercular patient may be noted in the alteration of rectal disease with heart, chest or lung trouble, especially in asthma or respiratory difficulties. So the characteristics, so as you all know, the tubercular patient or the tubercular miasm has erraticity and alteration of states or oscillation of states. So therefore, you may have two conditions alternating with each other, like rectal disease with heart, chest, or lung troubles, especially asthma or respiratory difficulties. Very often, operated or suppressed hemorrhoids will be followed by asthmatic manifestations, often accompanied by heart trouble. So if the hemorrhoids have been suppressed or they have been operated, then it will be followed by asthmatic manifestations, which are often accompanied by heart troubles. In the rectum, you get strictures, sinuses, fistulas, and pockets, all of tubercular origin. So in the rectum, presence of a sinus, fistula, stricture, they all of a tubercular origin. But these conditions are much more frequent and in much more aggravated form when combined with the psychotic stigmata. But these conditions, they get aggravated when the psychotic condition or psychotic stigma or the psychotic miasm is present along with the tubercular miasm. Cancer's affection of the rectum are a combination of the tubercular and the psychotic. So Robert is of the opinion that the cancerous manifestation of the rectum is a combination of the tubercular and the psychotic miasm. That is trimiasmatic disease, tubercular, sora, and syphilitic, and also the psychotic. So all the three miasms are there. In other words, they are manifestations of the combined destructive forces of all the three stigmata. Sora alone never reaches to pathological changes Yet without the soric element, malignancies will never develop. So every disease will start from sora and end in syphilis. So therefore Robert says that sora alone will never produce pathological changes. But without sora, no malignancy will develop, because for any disease to start, it has to start with the soric element. And then it will traverse either to psychotic, syphilitic, or the tubercular manifestations. In the urinary tract, all of the stigmata may manifest themselves. The diabetic patient is, as a rule, strongly tubercular. Sometimes in these conditions, there is a strong taint of psychotic, which makes the condition much more malignant. So Robert says that in a diabetic patient generally has a strong tubercular background, and this condition is aggravated when the psychotic miasm is there, which makes it more malignant. Marked tissue changes or fibrous growths can never occur without the presence of the three stigmata. That's all. Part 3 will be coming up soon. Do like, comment, and share if you like my education video. Thank you so much.